All right, well, welcome, and you maybe this is your first time to this page and the first time watching this video, but I think you're going to really appreciate the level of effort and energy and that's been exerted to put this together for you. And we've been working with Jay Abraham now for a number of years and had the unique benefit of being a private client. And if you're probably watching this video, you probably already know he is extremely expensive, to the tune of $50,000 a day. And honestly, if he doesn't have a seven-figure opportunity with your business, he probably doesn't even touch you in most cases. So he does have a bit of a love affection for the real estate industry. And we've had the unique benefit of working with him in a number of different levels. And he recently sent us, actually have it right here, actually. This is a terabyte, one of 4 of these that we received, of over $250 million worth of training that Jay Abraham has done in his lifetime. I can't even possibly describe to you how much are on 4 terabytes of information and pages. And I mean, I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands of pages of content. And for the last 4 or 5 months, Mike, I think we've been really trying to break this down into something we could give to you, which is what you're on here today, called Optimal Strategy, on how to really take your business to the next level, and what is the optimum way to do that. And another way of saying that would be is, what's the least amount of effort that gets the greatest result in growing your business, and how to really break that down and how to accomplish that for you. But Jay was adamant, if we were going to do this and we were going to give these videos away for free, that we explain to you a few things about what it is that we're doing and why we're doing this, and the impact that's going to make on your life. So, Mike, I'll let you kind of talk to that.
Yeah. You know, like Jay said, there are going to be several other videos and reports on the page, and they're designed in a way and hand-selected out of those terabytes, and it was a lot of effort, a lot of time, and from the entire team on really deciding, you know, what was going to have the most impact. And so the optimal strategy is basically made up of these different elements: philosophy, mindset, business model, optimization, innovation, and marketing. And so basically, Jay actually tasked the entire NAEA team to go through literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of effort to really chew up the hay and spit out the straw, so to speak. Like, what would have the biggest impact on your business? And so the first thing we wanted to make sure is that the reason we're sharing this with you is because every single piece of content is laid out and designed in a way that it actually integrates with each other to give you the overall maximum value. And so, you know, Jay, you've actually, the Tony Robbins interview is how you were introduced to Jay Abraham in the first place. So that obviously, just that interview alone has had a significant, unquantifiable impact on your business.
So sure, under philosophy, you know, this is really important. And it's also, there's another video that's going to be here that's actually not on the board, the Strategy of Preeminence, that will really lay the foundation for what the philosophy is. And you know, I don't think I understood the value when I first learned this back in 2006, but really, you know, I understand the first part. The second part was something that you know, is a way of life that kind of it's presented itself as the reason why. And you know, ultimately, if you want to know a little bit of, you know, just a little bit of the impact that it's made on our lives, just briefly, is, you know, I used to live in Lawton, Oklahoma. I used to work 14 hours a day. I used to work 12, 7 days a week. Open house every Sunday. My number one competitor, still, you know, to this day, I've been out of my business for 4 years. I haven't sold my business. My business still operates with or without me, and it sells, 200, 300, 400 homes a year. So I've been fortunate enough to have, I didn't want to live in Lawton. I didn't choose that. That's just where I was born. And to be honest with you, it's not the greatest place in the world. It's not bad, it's where I'm from. But I wanted something different for my life. That wasn't what I truly wanted. And even when I was selling, 500 homes a year, I thought what I wanted was to sell more homes. And you may be in a similar situation where you think, well, I just want to do more. I want to do more. But I think what we really are all saying is, we want more out of life. We want to have a better lifestyle. We want to have more freedom to do the things we want. And I think when you get into real estate, that's the mistake that we all end up making, is it ends up consuming our lives, or it ends up being, it doesn't quite, either it doesn't deliver what it is that you thought it was going to deliver, or it ends up sucking your life away from you. And that happened to me. So being at a point now where I do what I want, when I want, with who I want, with no consequences, financial or otherwise. It is the greatest life that you can possibly ask for, and anybody can have that lifestyle. And it was really hard to get to this point. I mean, I can't tell you how much effort and energy we've gone into this for you. It's been actually inspiring. But that philosophy is about really what your purpose is, your real driving purpose, what your vision is for your life. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Where do you want to be in the next 10 years? And there's an underlying strategy that was really fathered by Jay Abraham, and it's called the Strategy of Preeminence. And I'm not going to even try to summarize it here, but it's quite simply focusing on every connection and every person and every client that you touch in your life, and trying to add the most amount of value you can in every person's life that you come in contact with. And once you adopt that philosophy into your mindset and your way of thinking, amazing things happen. And that's why this is really the first thing that we're going to talk about. And Tony Robbins is really a partner with Jay Abraham in a lot of ways, and also is mentored with Jay Abraham as well. And we're all, I think most people know in this industry, if you're here consuming anything, you probably know Tony Robbins. You may not know Jay Abraham. Most of you do, that are really serious about growing your business. But Tony Robbins is really well known, and he did an interview, and it was the very first thing I came in contact with, and changed my life. If it wasn't for Tony Robbins' interview with Jay Abraham, I may have never come across Jay Abraham, or I may have not found him when I did. And Jay Abraham's perspective from being in 465 different industries and how we adopt, apply that to our own real estate businesses has been a game changer. So that's a huge one. And I'll let you talk, Mike, to mindset. This is a very important part of how this integrates together, right?
Yeah. So under mindset, one of the things that I think is the 71 questions. That's the self-assessment.
Yeah.
And it's a set of questions that is designed to get you asking different questions or thinking differently about your business. I just honestly, I read the first 3 questions because it's been probably a year.
Yeah.
And question number 1, I thought, man, you need to know the answer to that. And how many people aren't going to know the concept prior to, but when they get done with this, it's going to give them a different framework for thinking, which you can never take away. And that's what's important. Mindset also, you have a mindset that's made up of your beliefs, and that's really how your beliefs are, your belief systems. And it's your process for how you make thoughts and choices. And it's very important because some people have a fixed belief that success is like getting taller. You can only get to a certain point, versus like getting stronger. And so we're actually sharing with you over 502 case studies. This was one thing that Abraham said. You can give it to them, but they need to understand that it's integrated. I mean, when you understand that you can learn from other businesses, some of the biggest breakthroughs that have happened for us has been a result of new functions within the business model, which is what I'll let you talk about next. But new functions in the business model that really were adapted from other industries. Yeah. Meaning other industries were using certain methods for converting leads, generating leads. And so unless you have the right mindset to even know that there's other opportunities out there just outside what's currently been introduced to you in the real estate school or in your brokerage, until you have the right mindset, the growth mindset to seek outside. And so these are all designed to help you start understanding. For me, real briefly, my first year in the business, I knew one real estate agent. His name was Jay Kinder. And when I went to see him, he had no buyer's agents and sold over 200 homes. I mean, when I went back to my market, which was Dallas, and he was in Lawton, the worst thing and best thing, the curse and the blessing, was that my first month when I sold, I put 4 homes under contract that didn't close. I thought I did a terrible job, but that was because a true mentor raises your standards and gives you a different mindset to work from.
Yeah, that's a great distinction. And I do have to point out over here, you may not be able to see it too well, but we do have Mr. Abraham committed. He's in between his London, Amsterdam, and China trip to do a 3-day live teleseminar with us, really unpacking all of this. So if you don't have a chance to get through this, make sure you register. It's called Mediocrity to Millions. Think like a marketing genius, compete like a strategic powerhouse, and gain control of your life, career, and financial future. Right? So make sure you register for that teleseminar. It's on this page, I'm sure, somewhere to do that. And you don't want to miss that, because getting him not to commit something like this is not easy to do. And it is going to it'll be a total mind blow for you, I can assure you. So business model, I mean, there's 3 videos related to the business model, and Mr. Abraham is very specific about, understanding your business model. Once you have the right mindset, once you go through these 71 questions and you understand that there are so many different ways and so many possibilities that you're not maybe seeing. It doesn't matter if you're doing 500 deals or you're doing 20 deals. That the possibilities are just unlimited in terms of the ways to grow your business, and you can't possibly, really, until you've made the money connections, until you know what your business model is and what are all the money connections, what are all the ways that you can profit from your business, and I promise you, it's not just commissions. This is going to blow your freaking mind. I promise you, it did mine for sure. That's the business model, and until you understand and can make those money connections yourself, not someone telling you or teaching you or trying to coach you and just give you those things, till you start to be able to determine how to do that by looking at the 3 ways to grow a business, looking at the 12 pillars of growth and the 28 ways to geometrically grow your business. These are going to uncover that for you. It's going to help you to see what those money connections are. It's going to help you to ask the right questions so that you can discover those on your own as well. And I felt like there's something you wanted to add there, because I know you just...
It's just unbelievable, because there's truth to be told that there are things in our model that we changed. Absolutely. And the way that we structure our financial model that has not only evolved more than once, but wouldn't allow us to operate the way we are. And I just think that, again, that all of this content, it's not just random content on the page. It is designed for you to go through each piece. And some of these, like the next one, optimization, are literally, when I watch this, this is like Mickey Mantle's rookie baseball card.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see Jay Abraham and Tony Robbins in the 80s, the content is unbelievable. Literally, Jay was telling us of some of his clients, from that run huge companies today that we all know of, were successful as a result of being introduced to him through similar programs when me and Jay were probably not in the market to buy self-development, but they were, and now they've been some of the thought leaders of the
You're
country.
Or knee-high to a grasshopper?
Yeah, knee-high to a grasshopper. And this content that they went through have allowed them to forge amazing businesses and change industries. And it's, don't let the, I mean, if you had, you could only watch this if you had a VHS cassette tape, but we went through, I guess, a little bit of trouble to get it to where you can actually watch it on the convenience of your computer. Great stuff. It's amazing content, and it is designed. It comes out with, he comes out on the video talking about a quote from Peter Drucker. For those of you who may not know, he's just an amazing mind when it comes to business in general. And when he goes through optimization, and I watched this for the first time, I felt like it was some of his best work. In fact, the value is invaluable. If you do anything, make sure that you watch that. Again, all of this is designed for you to go through all of it, because it is a complete integration of having an optimal strategy. But anyway, it's awesome.
And once you understand all the money connections, all the ways you can make money, and you optimize your business, and you take your business and you operate it at highest and best use. I mean, for the amount of time and effort and energy you put in, no matter whether you want to make $1 million a year, $10 million a year, or $100,000 a year, whatever it is. To optimize, and before you can do that, you have to have all these pieces in the order that they're in before you can optimize your business. The next phase of your business is really innovation, and what innovation is simply the adding of value. And we all do this in different ways, and we're always working on trying to add value to our business, add value to our clients' lives. And because you now have a a client-focused perspective, when you start to innovate and try to add value, this is where you start to really separate yourself and differentiate yourself from your competition. And once you've differentiated yourself from your competition and you've created the value stream where that the immediate impact with your client is that they do business, and you start serving them before money changes hands, as Jay would say, where you continue to iterate and grow your business and separate yourself from the competition.
You made a good point, and it's I assume that you've been with us the last 2 weeks, but this is a linear process that you were just demonstrating.
Yeah.
Can you just speak to the principles on how they stack? Because you kind of did, but I think we might have
overstepped it a little bit.
Yeah.
So your philosophy, in order for you to really, you can reverse engineer it, and it comes down to the last one, which is marketing. So marketing is simply the communicating of your differentiation and what makes you different to your client, to the market, and specifically to the right market. and there's a lot on marketing. You want to be a great marketer, don't miss the teleseminar. That's going to be a ton of information for you on how to really become the dominant marketer in your marketplace, which we have done so as well, and many of Jay's clients and many of our clients have done as well. So, but it really is, before you become a great marketer, you have to be able to innovate. You have to be able to innovate and add value, and which is really your not just this is the articulation of the value you add, but this is the creation of the value that you add. So before you can do that, you have to have, before you can afford to spend the time and money and effort and energy in adding more value, you have to have optimized your business. You have to be running at optimum. You have to be getting the most out of every effort, energy, and minute that's going, that you have in your day, in your business, and you have to be completely maximized in terms of your business. And before you can do that, you have to understand all the money connections. You have to understand all the different ways you could possibly grow your business, all the different ways that you could engineer growth, that you could actually, create revenue in your business. And before you do that, you have to be open to, and you have to be willing and willing to go through and go through these 71 questions. It's going to blow your mind, and through answering these 71 questions, that your mindset is going to change. You're no longer going to believe that it's not possible, that you could not be doing more or having more or living a better life. It's just not possible once you go through this process. And before you do that, you have to first believe and know in your heart of hearts. And I can tell you this from experience. It's when your focus is, I want to provide what's best for the client. I want to go above and beyond and give everyone the most value I can. Every person that you come in contact with in your life. Person, if they work for you, if they're a relationship, a vendor, a client, a friend, it doesn't matter. Last night I was on the phone with a good friend of mine, my best man at my wedding, and I spent 2 hours on the phone with him. You know why? Because I wanted to help him. I just genuinely wanted to help him. And when you take this philosophy of adding value to people's lives, and just that's your focus in every connection you make, every person that sits in front of you, every person that you come in contact with, every person that you know or don't know, and that's the frame of mind that you look at everything through, is how do I add value to this person's life? If you don't do that, you can never do all this. It won't work for you. I promise you it won't. But when you do this, it amplifies everything else that you do in your business. And it's fascinating. And we've done our best to put this together in a format that you can go through, grasp, from a very high level, not a very super in-depth level, although there is probably a good $50,000 or $60,000 worth of videos and different seminars and things you would have had to have attended in order to have captured all of this. And then Jay's going to get on a teleseminar, and he's going to really kick it off for us. And really show
3 days.
Yeah, so three full days with Jay Abraham. It's probably going to be...
Well, three.
Well, sorry, yeah. No, they're not 3 full days. How about 3, 1.5 to 2 hour sessions to really tie it all together. And I think Jay says it best. Is why would you take a fraction of a fraction of a fraction? If you've committed your life and you've committed yourself to real estate as your career, that was your choice. And if that's the choice that you made, why would you only earn a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what's possible? If you could easily, with the same effort or less, the same energy or less, the same capital or less, the same effort or less, if you could be making 1, 2, 10, 21 times more with the same things that you're already doing in your business. And that's really what our goal was in trying to wrestle down Jay Abraham and really get him to help us to communicate what he's done for us in our real estate businesses and help to make that happen for you.
One thing we are going to do is we're going to start the teleseminar 3 full days. Everything's ready to rock and roll. So make sure you don't miss it. One thing we are going to do is we are going to want you, when you consume, to leave comments at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And we're going to go through those, and we're going to give a free gift. It could be a different gift. We'll announce who gets the gift on the teleseminar. And I have been trying to talk to Jay about giving away one of these hard drives. So I'm not sure if we can talk him into doing it, but make sure you leave a comment at the bottom of the page once you've gone through this. We put a lot of energy and effort. We would love to have your feedback. It's why we do this, is to know that it's making a difference and adding value. And then make sure you get plugged into the teleseminar. If you leave a comment, that will automatically qualify you for the free gift. And we'll jump on the teleseminar and make sure that we knock it out of the park for you. So
ask questions. We'll be responding. We'll be interacting throughout this forum as well. And I got to tell you, Jay's never going to watch this video, right?
Right.
He doesn't watch our videos. So if we shoot video, he can go watch it. So we can talk candidly.
Yeah.
He loves, and we'll take screenshots of this for him, because if we take screenshots and print them out and give them to him, he'll look at them. But he only wants to work. He only wants to work with people that are engaging in the process. And the minute he feels like there's somebody that's not engaging, he will turn and work on something completely different. He has an affection for this industry because of all the people that he's touched that are in this industry, and the fact that nobody's really taken an integrated approach like this and really taken it to this level. And they've taken bits and pieces of it, and it doesn't work in bits and pieces. It only works with it's fully integrated together. And so that being said, don't just do this for intellectual entertainment. This is something to digest, to think about, to wake up and think about some more. Continue to ask questions. Post your comments of what your thoughts are. What it maybe it sparked a thought or something you could do, and we'll share with you everything that we've done. I mean, we're always willing to share and give, and we'll share with you what we've done. We'll share with you what we like and about your ideas, and everyone gets value because. Don't just do it, and this is really the strategy of preeminence. Don't just do it because we want you to. Don't just do it for your own benefit, but do it for the benefit of everyone else that's watching. Do it for the benefit of people that may not take the time to watch that video, but they saw your awesome comment about what your takeaways were. Or the person that watched it but didn't pick up what you picked up, and then they got a new perspective because of your perspective. So that's the value. That's what Jay Abraham brings to the table. That's how he teaches, and that's how he wants people to learn. So if you would, please do that. We would appreciate it. And we're looking forward to this process and looking forward to connecting with you and really hopefully making a huge difference in your life.